This video is going to work problem 9 in chapter 10. So let me read the problem to you. Your bakery produces loaves of bread with 1 pound written on the label. Here are the weights of randomly selected loaves from today's production, and I've typed them into SPSS for us already. Part A, find a 95% confidence interval for the mean weight of all loaves produced today. Well, we've actually already done this back in chapter 9, but let's do it again. So to find a confidence interval, and this is what you probably want to do regardless of whether you need the confidence interval, go to Descriptives Explore and just copy that variable into the dependent list. We're asked for a 95% confidence interval, which is the default, but should we want something else, just go into statistics so you can get something else. All right, go hit continue, go hit OK. Now, the thing to note about this data set is it's quite small. There's only 12 cases. And so whenever you have a small data set like this, you need to get kind of worried about normality. So the first thing we should do is look at the box plot and look for outliers or horrible skewness, and we don't see either. So I'm okay assuming that we've got a normal distribution. Now the 95% confidence interval is up here, so 0.998 to 1.04. I'm going to go over to Word and let's take some notes. The confidence interval is 0.998 to 1. What did we say it was? 1.05, call it. So there's the answer to part A. Part B reads, find the reference value for testing the average of the actual weights against the claim on the label. Well, the claim on the label is 1 pound, so that's the reference value. Part C, find hypotheses H0 and H1. Well, I think we should first identify the parameter. So let mu equal the true mean weight of all loaves produced today. And then H0 would be that mu equals 1, and H1 is that mu does not equal, so you can use that as a not equal sign, 1. Part D, perform a two-sided test at the 5% level and report the result. So let's go back to SPSS. And now that we know that the data is roughly normal, to do a one-sided test, we can go up to Analyze, Compare Means, and then One Sample Test. Then what we're going to do is copy this variable in, and we need to set the test value. People usually forget to set the test value, so when I get homeworks on this, usually a quarter of the class forgets to set the test value. So don't forget to do that. That's the thing that's in the null hypothesis. Go hit OK, and then here is the result. So the p-value is 0.068, which is not quite significant. So p equals 0.068, which is greater than 5%, so we cannot reject H0. We could have also come to this conclusion by examining the confidence interval. So note that 1 is part of that confidence interval, indicating that we cannot really reject the possibility that 1 really is the mean. So you can either use the confidence interval approach or the p-value approach. What error, if any, might have you committed? Okay, well, this could be a false negative since we've not rejected the null hypothesis. So that's problem 9 in chapter 10.